All right, good for you. You did it. You subscribed to my channel before the year 2018, before it became cool, before in January 2018 when I had the big reveal and suddenly I got cool and everyone wanted to join the channel. You were there first. You beat the crowd. Everyone else is a sellout, but you did it before 2018. Good on you, good on you. Now, I got a comment. I'm happy about this comment. I think it's helpful. Our good friend Mo5178 left a comment on a video I made called Q&A. Can hair loss suddenly stop once it starts? And here's a simple, sincere question. Quote, Nick, does being vegan affect your sexuality and libido? End quote. Here's the answer. No, not at all. Just to put things in perspective in case I need to, I have been a vegan for over 4.5 years. My daughter is 1 year and 8 months old. So she was conceived years after I was already a vegan, still a vegan, and no issues. Anything leading up to that, no issues with conception at all. It was very simple. So nothing has stopped working, nothing has dwindled, nothing has lessened. Everything's the same. I want to say this. I think this is very important. In the journey leading to being a vegan, I think especially for a male vegan, because we're part of the minority, is that what gets us to this point? Documentaries on Netflix. Of course, it starts out with Super Size Me. You got to see that. You work your way up and then you eventually see What the Health on Netflix, What the Health. And as you see these, you realize that there's a trend here. And that is, why do men end up needing Viagra? Well, we know what it's there to do, but why? When that stops working, it's a warning sign that your heart is kind of like not fully functioning right and it needs some extra help. And that's how you know. It's like the canary in the coal mine. I'm sure you've heard about that. Google that if you're not familiar with the canary in the coal mine, but that's basically what's going on. All right. But when you're like me, and look at me, I consume 0% of my daily cholesterol. I get plenty of protein and fiber and even fat, but 0% of my cholesterol that my heart isn't having to worry about. It's not getting slowed down. Blood's flowing, and that's important. Blood's flowing, nothing's slowing down the blood flow right here, okay? Where do I get my protein and fiber and fat? Vegetables, fruits, beans, grains, nuts, and seeds. And that's been for 4.5 years. Look at me. I mean, I'm not dwindling away, I'm not a skeleton, So I'm clearly getting what I need, I think, but there is a misconception about becoming a vegan that, I don't know, you're gonna slowly just dwindle down and become this weird nerd. And then, look at me, 2,600 subscribers. I'm a cool guy. I just happen to be a vegan, And I do believe there's a good chance it's slowing down my hair loss. I mean, because we have to look at the timeline, I became a vegan about 1 year after I turned 30, about 1 year after I started seeing a progression toward Norwood 3 and I started seeing the thinning. And I became a vegan about 1 year after that. I was already vegetarian, but there was something about becoming a vegan that's when, my eczema went away, my dyshidrosis, my sinus infections, my pet allergies, all of that went away. So it's not a coincidence, and I know that. And I'm not here to tell anybody you should become a vegan because then you won't lose your hair. But I'm not gonna go back to eating meat and eggs and dairy. So I guess we'll never know for sure if this is slowing down my hair loss. And I'm guessing I'm the only YouTuber that talks about hair loss and happens to be a vegan, and happened to do that shortly after he started noticing true signs of hair loss beyond maturity, just beyond, my hair maturing. So in conclusion, I personally believe that being a vegan has to have some kind of positive effect on slowing down hair loss. I don't think it's a coincidence. And then number two, I have no issues with anything asked in the comments, libido, anything like that. It's not an issue. If anything, if you're having problems with that and you become a vegan, it'd probably make things better. But remember, I'm not a professional, so you're supposed to go check with your doctor. Hey, doctor, can I become a vegan? I saw this guy on the internet, and he said, and then he'll say, yeah, well, those people on the internet, especially on YouTube, especially vegans on YouTube, those guys are crazy. You shouldn't listen to them.